Let's get to politics. Tonight's theme at the convention, Make America Work Again. Part of the GOP's economic platform, break up the big banks. Yet that is on the platform. That's radical stuff, Peter.
Well, it comes almost word for word from a speech that Elizabeth Warren gave a year ago. Yeah. I think they plagiarized. I think they're once again the Republicans.
Very funny.
No, I have to say, if you look at it, both Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are for bringing back Glass-Steagall. Hillary Clinton, for what it's worth, at least in the debates, was not for it. We'll see what it turns out when it gets.
It's a radical plan. The idea, break up the big banks from a Republican. Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I have to say, if you look at the ones that blew up, if it was Fannie and Freddie or the acquisition of Countrywide by Bank of America or AIG, none of those, Bear Stearns, none of those had anything to do with Glass-Steagall. Bringing back an 80-year-old act to try and prevent it, something that may have worked after the last 1933 kind of era economy to this economy, won't work. The technology's moved. I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day.
What's the biggest part of it, Peter? Is it taking commercial banks, not allowing them to get involved in the investment banking business? Yeah. Is that the biggest part of this?
That is the biggest part of that, but that's because people have this wonderful rose-colored glass notion that lending money is not risky. But the notion that taking deposits and lending money is not risky, that is where a lot of risk exists.
But politically, this appeals to the Rust Belt voter.
Yeah, it's
they
a
don't
political
like bank bailouts.
Right.
Yeah.
What's wrong with putting a bank's trading activities, where there is high risk, on that side of the ledger? And if I want to invest in high risk, I can invest in high risk. But on the other side of the coin, there's a bank that takes in deposits from individuals and makes home loans and other small business loans. And you can invest in that, if you like, with less risk. What's wrong with that?
Well, it does prevent people from using FDIC-protected money in a risky business. However, what you're doing is you're condemning that bank, that residual stub bank, to death. All of that technology has moved to trading, so that if you look at a bank lending floor, it looks exactly like a trading floor today.
But it could move online, couldn't it? I mean,
all
you
of this could move online.
Small
Actually,
depositor banking.
The extraordinary thing is that the deposit taking is the easy part. It's the lending of money that's the tough part. Sure. And if you look at how that's moved in the last 10 years, it has moved much more into an investment banking focused business.
You know, I think this is a first. We don't normally get into complicated subjects like breaking up the big banks and depository institutions.
But it's a big part of the GOP's platform. I mean,
it is.
It's interesting to get into it.
They don't like the bank bailouts.
The extraordinary thing is, what did they tell Merrill Lynch when they got into trouble? Go marry a bank. What did they tell Bear Stearns when they got into trouble? Go marry a bank. When people get in trouble, they push these two things together. What God has joined, let no man put asunder.
He's good, isn't he? All right.